I'm really happy to introduce you to my colleague and friend Ed Bos from Holland. We have met through a mutual friend who is also a highly sensitive person. Ed is a spiritual life coach, healer, and writer. And we have had many conversations about being a highly sensitive person, about his book that he just finished, and life as a highly sensitive person. So I'm very happy to have you here, Ed. Hello.
Thank you, Karen. Yeah, it's an honor to speak with you in this way for an audience of high sensitive people. Thank you.
I'm really glad to you agreed to do this interview. I think it's really important for highly sensitive people, first for people to find out that they're highly sensitive, and then also how they can live a really fulfilling life, and how they can really deal with the things that come up as a highly sensitive person. My first question to you, Ed, is when did you find out that you're a highly sensitive person?
It's it's strange. Eh? You feel what you feel. You are sensitive. You feel. I felt the emotions of other people. I felt their wishes. I felt the atmosphere when I walked in the city and all that kinds of things. I knew people how they felt if they told the truth or they lied. I felt all that kind of things, and it's normal for me since I was a little boy, and I realized that I felt that, but it had no name. I didn't know I was high sensitive, and the name high sensitivity I first learned when I was in my 40s, and I'm now 64. So a great part of my life, I didn't know there was a name for people like me.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
And many
an
people,
answer?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. And I think many highly sensitive people are aware that they feel very strongly, very deeply, um, and they also notice that they are different than most of the people around them, because we don't know that this is an inborn trait, that this is something we are born with, right?
Yeah,
So we know that
born
we're
with.
different. We
Yeah.
wonder why we're different. We try to be like everybody else. It doesn't really work for us because we are different. So to know who we are, and that this is something that is part of us, I think is very important for many highly sensitive people. And that's why I write a lot. And I think that's why you write as well, and why you do your coaching, right?
Right, that's right. Because when I write about my life and I make blogs, mails, people recognize themselves. High sensitive people recognize themselves. And then I think, oh, that's like me. Oh, there are other people who are like me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's yeah, that's one of my goals. But when you are high sensitive, you think you are different in some kind of things, but you're I didn't understand other people so well. People who could be who could hurt other people, who could say very nasty things to people, and people that give other people a life that influence their life in a very bad way. I didn't understand how could they do that, because I felt pain from the people they hurt. So I didn't understand it at all.
Mhm.
And I think that's what other high sensitive people have too. And it's so that I discovered, as high sensitive people, we are here on the earth to make the earth a better place to live, to experience life, but to help to make the world better. Because as high sensitive people, we are so connected with our soul that we can feel the love of our soul deep within us. We can feel the light deep within us. And from out that feeling, we want to serve. We want to serve mankind. We want to help people. We, we always want to help people. We are meek. We are loving. We try to understand other people.
Mhm.
And so we make the world better. But the problem is that when we are confused by the world around us, then we cannot help other people properly. We have first help ourselves, help to understand ourselves, because the world around us is the mirror of what lives within us, what we are unconscious. And my book is the, the subject of my book. The base of my book is becoming aware of your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, and the energy in and around you, to understand them,
Mhm.
and then can cope with it, can deal with it, and make your life better because you understand yourself better and better and better.
And I think when we start to understand ourselves better, that we work at a different pace, when we stop comparing ourselves to others, when we are more focused and grounded, then we are able to do the things that are really important to us. For example, I write quite a lot of blogs, and I'm a
Mm-hmm.
very private
Mm-hmm.
person. So the reason why I write is, like you mentioned, is for other people to see, to recognize themselves in what I write and say, yes,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that's me. I'm not the only person. There are other people out there as well that are like me. And yes, you can live a very successful, fulfilling life, even though you're sometimes overwhelmed by your feelings and by the world. As I speak with quite a lot of women, as that are highly sensitive person. How is it being a man and being highly sensitive in a world where it's changing now, but still it's men aren't supposed to show their feelings, you shouldn't cry. And how was that for you growing up, and how have you noticed that there's a change for men being and more sensitive?
Well, as a man, in in the eyes of the tough guys, I'm a softie, or I was a softie. I think in the eyes of the others. And at work, uh, they they said I have a soft character, and they had a judgment about that. that you couldn't do your work properly in the business. So I started wearing suits to have the radiance of a businessman, and that worked. I was always attracted to women for contact because it seemed like for me there were more women like me can could talk can talk about their feelings, and they want to help other people, more servant. I had deeper conversations with women than with men. They talk about football, rugby, cars, that kind of things. And there are men that that can talk about feelings too. But as men, it was not so allowed in our culture to talk about feelings. So I had to learn to talk about my feelings and to make contact with my feelings. And that was quite something, quite a struggle in my life.
And so now you share in your book exercises on how to be more aware, how to live as a highly sensitive person. So to help people, to make it easier for them so they don't have to struggle as much as you did.
Yep, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. And what's not in my book, and what's very, very important for high sensitive people, is to protect your aura. Because when you protect your aura, the energy of other people, the thoughts, the emotions, cannot come into your aura. And when you are protected, you stay in your own beautiful energy. But I mentioned it in my book, and there's a link in my book to my free audio set with the aura protection exercise. But I'm not writing about it I don't, there's no exercise in my book called aura protection. But what is very important too is to ground yourself to make contact with the Earth's energy. Because when you do that, you are directly mentally stronger. You come in your mental strength. And when you are grounded, you are fully in your body. High sensitive people can escape out of their body when they meet problems in their lives. And when they apart out of their body, they have a less balance in their body, and they can easily fall down, and because the balance is not well. When you are grounded, you stand good with your feet on the ground. You are in contact with the Earth's energy, and you feel it. You feel it in your body. You feel it in your mind that you are strong. You feel yourself stronger and stronger. We did the Earth's exercise earlier. Shall we show them to the audience?
You were just reading my mind, Ed. I wanted to. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Start to sit straight up with your back straight and your feet uh, on the ground and your knees in a corner of 90 degrees. Close your eyes and imagine there are growing roots out of the middle of your feet. And the roots are growing deep in the earth and they find their own way easily. You can feel the effect in your feet, through the connection with the earth. Your feet feel heavier. And now we have roots in the earth. You can fill yourself via the roots with the earth's energy. When you do it as well, with your attention, and you can pull the earth energy via the roots with your attention, your feet, and you feel from below every cell of your body with that beautiful earth energy. And you put it up with your attention. Feel it. Think while you put it up. I feel every cell of my body with the earth's energy. And do it in your own tempo. And feel everything. Your head, your hands, every part of your body. Feel it with the beautiful earth energy. Can you feel it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Do you like it?
I love it.
You love it. If you like, you can open your eyes, come back on your chair. So it's very relaxing too. You agree?
Uh, it's very relaxing. Helps me to focus, have all my energy pulled in. Being connected with the earth energy, I feel the strength is almost like all the four seasons are happening at the same time. Like the rhythm of the earth is in me, and I feel like I'm filling up with so much love that I'm just overflowing, and then I just let that love flow, and I feel happy. And yeah,
Beautiful. Yeah.
it's a lovely exercise. And what I really like about it is it's so simple. I find I get easily overwhelmed if there's something too complicated, too many steps, or it takes too much time. This is something I can do, before a meeting, or even if I'm waiting in the grocery store in line and I'm overwhelmed because of all the energies of other people, and it helps me to ground and to be within myself again.
Yeah.
It's lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And you know what happens, what is happening when you are grounding is at the same moment you come back in the now. You let go thoughts, you let go emotions. So without our protection, you have a way to help yourself. What you told me a minute ago, that you can help yourself to come in your mental strength immediately. When you feel insecure and you ground yourself, it costs 15 seconds
Mhm.
eh? And you, and even if you fill yourself up with the earth's energy, what makes you stronger, it costs 3 minutes a day. And it's very important to do this every day.
Mhm.
Uh, best time is in the morning when you just get up and when you ground before you start your day. You are immediately in your strengths and uh, you start the day uh, with rest in your head.
Yes.
So
And
you don't start running, but you start quiet. Oh, okay.
because I don't know how it is for you, but usually I wake up and my head is ready to go, and I'm thinking, and the thinking and analyzing and processing very deeply is a strong part of us HSPs.
Yeah, yeah,
And
totally.
it's
Yeah,
very important. It helps us to be very clear. But if we don't keep it in check, we can be too much in the past, wondering about things, or in the future, worrying about things, when we
yeah,
should really be in the present and focus on what's going on right now.
yeah. And when you let loose the thoughts and the beliefs and fear about the future and worries about what that guilt feeling about the past, grounding is uh, a manner, is a way to let it loose and start today clear, clear your mind, clear your energy, and start with in a beautiful manner.
Mhm. And I think when we're present in the moment, we make very clear choices. We are aware of what we want to do, which means we are happy with our life, less regrets or hardly any regrets, which help us in the future, because in the future we don't have to worry about past regrets. We can just keep on living in the moment instead of
Mm.
regretting or worrying about the past or future. So I think
Mhm.
being in the present makes the future better.
And there is only one moment where we live, and that's in the present moment. So there is no future and there is no past.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah, this moment is the only moment we can change in. We we live now,
Mhm. And right
and now
now,
is eternal.
and I
Yeah.
have to say, right now, it's really nice chatting with you. I always enjoy our conversations.
Mhm.
And I wanted to ask you a little bit more about the inspiration for your book and how it was writing a book as a highly sensitive person.
Yeah. Well, uh, I first have to tell um, the why, and the why of my life. I I'm a spiritual teacher too, and the why of my life, my mission is what I discovered is the meaning of my life is to bring to tribute to more light and love on the earth to make uh, the earth better, a better place to live and uh, to yeah, it's possible to live a heavenly life on earth
Mhm.
to feel so great. So that's the why of what I'm doing. And uh, I focus on high sensitive people because I myself uh, am high sensitive. And high sensitive people are the closest to the soul. And that means that they are closest to spiritual awakening. And they can make the world so much better when they wake up and and spread their light and love around the world. So I teach high sensitive people to be aware of their thoughts, their beliefs, their emotions, and the energy in and around them. And by being aware, they understand themselves better, better, and better. And by, by understanding themselves, by knowing what the effect is of the thoughts on their lives, the beliefs on their lives, and on their suffering and the fears, they can change their lives. And we all can change our lives. We are creators of our own life. We can change our life. But I have to learn the way how to do that myself. And I struggled for many years, but I succeeded. But then when my spiritual path unfold, I learned a very quick way to to make yourself stronger, to become aware of so much things. And what I've learned myself, I'm a teacher for people who want to learn that too.
Mm-hmm.
And
And that's all we can do, right? Live our life and being in the moment, appreciating who we are and realizing just being is
yeah,
enough. And
yeah,
then we do the things that we love and then we enjoy. And uh, when you put out a video, you don't know if somebody's gonna watch it, but that's it doesn't really matter because you put it out and who chooses to watch it does it and who doesn't, that's fine too, right?
yeah, yeah. But and the message is, uh, you can make your life so much better. You can become your higher self in life when you. That is what you wishes so dearly, but you have to work for it every day, nearly every minute, to be
Yeah.
aware of your soul, to be aware of your beliefs, to be aware of the emotions, and work to make your life better. And you can do that yourself. And I coach people to make their lives better. And I do, I work with energy, with light, with love, and with healing energy to help them by, yeah, by going their path in a quicker way than I had followed in my life.
I think that's
So
a strong desire of many HSPs to help other HSPs and other people to reduce the time of struggle if they're
yeah,
willing to accept
yeah,
the
yeah,
help. If they choose to struggle, that's their choice. But why spend so much time on doing it the hard way when there is a way that could work very easy, very simple, and very gentle? I think it's
yeah,
very important that it's a gentle way, that we are gentle with ourselves as we are growing and changing, right?
yeah, yeah. There is no need to suffer so much, to struggle so deep. There
Mm-hmm.
is an easier way, a more loving way. And by by becoming more and more aware, the process is that you open your heart more and more, and first for yourself, and then when you open it for yourself, you can open it more for other people. What you give yourself, you can give other people.
Mm-hmm. And
So
And the first step of loving ourselves, accepting ourselves, and even looking at the parts that we don't like about ourselves and saying, you know what, yes, sometimes I can be very petty, or I can, look at those things and saying, you know what, this is what I am right now, accepting it and being okay. And then,
Mm,
okay, how would I like to change it? What would I like to step into, right? I think
yeah,
that's very important.
yeah, yeah, that's very important. And you know, I see people, me myself, uh, we judge ourselves, we punish ourselves, we we are other people, we are tolerant to other people, but to ourselves, oh no, not at all. We flog ourselves, we
Yeah.
we kick ourselves,
I think we are,
we
as many times as HSPs, we are much kinder and gentler and more patient with other
help
people
people.
than
Yeah,
with ourselves. We have
yeah,
very high expectations of ourselves, and this is something that we need to be aware of, and to really uh, be kind and gentle to ourselves, as we are to strangers.
yeah, indeed, indeed. And that's what we have to learn too, to be, uh, to love ourselves, to be kind to ourselves, to give ourselves space to grow, to learn, uh, to make mistakes. Well, everybody makes mistakes, so why not? And and everybody sometimes is irreasonable. Why could we? Uh, it's it's allowed for us to be original sometimes too, you know, and to accept yourself. And like you said, when you want to make a video, okay, video, we send it around, and they can accept it. They can say, well, no, that's not my kind of video. It's their choice. And we are the most strongest when we are ourselves.
Mm.
And that's what I teach people, to connect with themselves and to learn themselves, and to love themselves, to appreciate themselves, to build up their self-esteem,
Mhm.
get self-respect. And, and your thoughts are so important in this process.
Mhm. And the learning of listening to ourselves, even if like the half of the population reads one book and says, oh, this is the best book and you have to follow those steps, it's amazing, and you read the book and you go like, no, doesn't really do anything for me. And just to be okay with that we start thinking for ourselves and listening to what's right for us,
Yeah,
and not following what everybody else says, to
no,
really follow our inner voice, our inner directions, and to be completely at peace with who we are, where we're going, and our whole life. And I
yeah,
and I think your book is helping other people to become more aware of that, to make their own individual choices, to be confident in saying no, because many times we say no when we say yes when we should be saying no, and
mm,
be confident in saying this is not for me, this is for me, and to be okay. And I think um, it's important as HSPs that we speak up more and talk about our experiences for ourselves, for fellow HSPs, and also for
mm,
the people in our life who are not HSP.
yeah, because yeah, we have to accept that they are not an ISP. So yeah, yeah, you know, what very important is for high sensitive people is to realize that you are not your thoughts and you are not your emotions. You have thoughts and you have emotions. And because you have them, you can change it. You are not your emotions, you are not your thoughts. You have them. And in my book, there is an exercise how you can uh, stop thinking and only observe what's coming up in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see it's thoughts are like birds. They come, they fly around and they come up and you see them. And when you only look to your thoughts and don't uh, yeah,
If you don't grab
grip
them.
them, yeah, grab them, yeah, then they go away and it's energy. So the energy disappears and the thought disappears. And not thinking less is very important because a lot of high sensitive people are a great part of the day are they in their head, only in their head, while despite they are so sensitive, they only live in their head.
Mm-hmm.
And in my book, I have exercises to become aware of, wow, when you don't think so much, uh, that's a nice feeling in your head.
It will actually.
Oh, you become quiet. Oh, wow.
Yes.
And not thinking, not thinking is you could learn to focus on inner stillness. Don't think so much.
Yeah. We don't overthink it all, right?
Yeah.
And it's actually nice when you start getting to a point where it's like, okay, the thought is there, the awareness, is this really important right now, or can I just let it go? And then I find it's less stress, less worries, and life flows simpler and easier. Conversations more direct, less assumption when you're talking with somebody. I find that I'm asking more clarifying questions now instead of just, oh, he meant it like this, and like now I have to be upset. It's like, okay, I don't know what you meant. Could you please explain it to me? And it makes life so much easier.
Yeah. Yeah. By giving fully attention to the other person.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, what you told when you were only focusing yourself on the other person and you react on what he or she says, you can help and feel the right questions come above, and you can help another people. You can feel what he or she feels. You can understand them better. It's beautiful when you can focus fully on another person.
Yes,
And
because then you're not so overwhelmed with going on in your life. You are open and aware what's going on with the other person, and you
yeah,
can say, how can I help you? What can I do? Instead of
yeah,
sometimes just jumping in and assuming you know what's best for them and do.
yeah, yeah.
Just ask, what can I do for you? How can I help
Clean.
you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So before we forget, Ed, what is the title of your name? Of your
Of a
book?
book. I will tell it in Dutch because it's difficult to translate in English,
Mhm.
but it's called Hoogsensitief in je kracht.
So your book is available right now in Dutch.
In
I'm,
Dutch.
and I'm very excited to share this with all the people that I know who are in Holland and who speak Dutch. And hopefully we will see an English translation sometimes in the future.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Or
Well,
German. I won't complain about German either.
well, uh, my first step, I think, is to uh, undertitle my hour protection in English. My video of hour protection in English, so that the hour protection will be available for a lot of a lot of people, for much more people than the ones who speak Dutch.
Mhm. Mhm.
That will be, I think, my first step.
I'm really looking forward to the video.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for taking the time today to speak with me. I always love our conversations. And
You're
I
welcome.
hope that this is beneficial for the listeners. And thanks again for joining me today, Ed. It was a real pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.